Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. You've seen the news, you've seen the headlines, markets back at records high. Why is it? Right? Speculation that new vaccine efforts may be successful, with one touting over 90% effective rate, giving people hope that this pandemic can get brought under control, the economy can get brought back under control, more certainty, as well as with the recent presidential elections in the United States, more hope that another stimulus package could be passed, giving relief for millions of people as well as hard-hit industries. Airlines, for example, had an exceptional day today with airlines across the board seeing 10+% gains. So I'm going to break down some of the things that I'm thinking about right now and some things you should consider when evaluating your own portfolio, maybe some investments you're looking at, and some strategies I think would be good to follow, things to think about moving forward into the future. If you like these update videos, be sure to get subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that like button, and let's dive into it. Although we saw a lot of gains, we also saw some losers today with the traditional stay-at-home stocks and other stocks that have done exceptionally well due to the pandemic and some of the change in consumer spending habits. For example, Zoom, Netflix, Amazon have all done very well. But as with a lot of the days where we see positive news about the recovery, about the pandemic, we see a negative shift in these stocks. So Zoom falling more than 17% today. Netflix and Amazon, similar tumbles as well, right? So generally, overall, yeah, market's doing well. If you have some sort of retirement account, you might be feeling pretty good about yourself. But don't forget, it will all depend on what you have in your portfolio. If an airline pops off, gains 20% in one day, but you're holding some random mining company or some random pharmaceutical, they might not follow the same trend. So although it is good, big picture, if you're investing in those broad-based index fund, it's good news. Be sure that you're actually looking at what you're holding. On the flip side, don't think too much of it. I saw this pretty good article, I think, by the New York Times. I'll link it down below. But a lot of people seem to have some optimism going into this next administration. A lot of the studies and research done by various organizations are pretty favorable towards a Biden administration, showing gains in jobs, economic growth, so on and so forth. But as I've said, the past couple months now, and I will continue repeating this in all of my videos because not a lot of people watch any given video. So hopefully if I say this in every single video, some of you might catch on. But my personal opinion is that if your goal is to invest for retirement and you are on the younger side of things, early to mid-20s, nothing that happens right now really matters. I made a video breaking down the gains and losses. If you're just starting out, number one, you don't have that much invested. So number two, you cannot lose that much. Even if you lose 30%, the actual dollar value of that loss is not going to be as much as someone who's older, closer to retirement, has more to lose. With that said, the other goal is compounding interest, right? Or compounding gains, percentage gains over the next 40 years headed into retirement. The S&P since 1929 has averaged about 10% annualized returns year over year, including some great years, some terrible years. But over that time period, 10%. Take a look at this presidential election, or when any big piece of news comes out, maybe that day, maybe that week, everything's going to be focused on that. What will this next Biden administration mean for the economy? What will it mean for jobs, companies, taxes, all that good stuff? When the pandemic first hit, what will this mean for these companies? It's going to affect the next couple of years, yes. But we're thinking about a 40-year time period. That's going to span 10 presidents, assuming each one's in office for 4 years. Are we going to have this conversation after every single election for the next 40 years? Right? Sure, there's something to be said about rebalancing, maybe some things that are looking particularly good as a buy. You're picking into those for the next administration because you have faith. The market has faith. That's where the direction we're going in. But if you're just invested in a broad index fund, all of this is just news. It's just fluff. Keep your money there. Don't move it. Don't touch it. and just let it grow over time, assuming it goes up. Now, this may not always be the case moving forward in the future, but from the past, that's what we've traditionally seen. And also, right, they make a good point about, do presidents actually have that much power? Sure, they'll have different stances on tax codes, corporate taxes, personal taxes, maybe how much money they're allocating towards industries. Maybe they want to grow clean energy, they want to grow that industry. Maybe infrastructure is a big field for them. Maybe defense might not be as big of a priority, so we could see some shifts there. But in general, the economy is growing, right? Things are generally pretty good, and companies are still working to generate as much profit as they possibly can. Just because a different president's in office, just because they might not have as favorable terms, or maybe they do have favorable terms, that doesn't mean they're not going to try their hardest to innovate, to develop products, and to return shareholder value for them. Now, this value may be less due to regulations or taxes that they might have to pay, but if you believe in a company, you believe in a product, you believe in a vision, they're still going to grow over time if that company pans out, right? And on the flip side, when the market's going badly, is the president, how much power do they actually have? Or are external events, external forces affecting the market such that the president really has little control? Maybe they do have control over who they have in the treasury, who they have in control of the central banks, in control of the Treasury Department, right? Key decision makers, fiscal, monetary policy that may have an impact. And also people throw out the term priced in. So is this priced in? If we know that maybe corporate tax rates will go up, then are we expecting this? Right, so there's a lot more here to think about than just who's in office and what people are saying about their tax plan or whatever other plan they have. Everything fits together as a whole, right? Different pieces to the puzzle, but the market as a whole will probably be at a higher point than we were today, right? 4 years from now, maybe we have a terrible year. Maybe we don't actually get the pandemic under control. Maybe people refuse to take the vaccine. Something else happens. There's a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th wave. But I think we will recover eventually. So I think that's it. That really is all there is to it when we're looking at this news. These short-term effects are just that. Why did the market go up today? Why did the market go up this week? Could be election news, could be pandemic fears are once again being calmed, but how many times have we heard that? A couple months ago when the second stimulus was pretty much all but a guarantee, that never panned out, but yet the market for a couple weeks there, people were feeling pretty good about it because we thought we were going to get more stimulus checks, more aid for key industries. That never happened. So once again, to sum it all up, depends on your goals and your investments. For the long run, these things may not have as big of an impact as they seem to do now. Short-term trading, buying, selling stocks constantly throughout the year, doesn't have to be day trading. Maybe every couple months you're buying and selling stocks. Then yeah, this will probably have an impact. You're not waiting for the next 40 years to see what happens. You're not just putting your money, tossing it in that account, not really paying attention to it. So that's all I have for today. Quick market update. If you want any other updates, any other thoughts, be sure to comment down below. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, like the channel, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to get subscribed to the channel. Tons of more content coming. My credit card guys, reviews. Really excited for what's going to happen to round out this year. But thanks so much for watching once again. Really appreciate the support. Peace.